Turns out that I was right. And look at that, all that dirt. I've been using this blade in this fan, and it's accumulated all that dirt so far. It turns out I was right. This blade is very thick. It's very thick plastic. It's not flimsy. Hard to bend. You can't even bend it, it's so hard. It's very thick plastic. And that's why it's so heavy and have a much longer spin down. So you really don't find fan blades like this no more. You just don't. Not that thick and not that heavy. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back on there. It did an excellent job. And I've adjusted that little spring back there. I got it about right there. So let's just see what happens when I put this blade back in. Now you can clearly see the difference. The reason why I have such a long spin down, because I told you that blade is very thick. Okay, very thick. And the pitch on it is very good. It's very rare these days. I got that Windstream way back in 2012, 2013, something like that. So maybe that was one of the last years that they used those kind of heavier blades before they started getting way more flimsy. All right, so let's see what we got. My back is in the camera. I do apologize. I'm going to try to stand out to the side, okay? I think y'all can see it okay. All right, let's try to run it. That's the reason why I have sort of a slow startup. Because those blades are so heavy. And it does make more significantly loud noise. It's doing an excellent job. Now that I readjusted that blade by adjusting that little spring on the back, it makes it even that much more better. So what I'm going to do now is try to sit on top of my water so y'all can hear the Windstream. Hopefully y'all can hear the Windstream. I mean, this fan is moving a crap load of air. It's moving a lot of air for a 9-inch box fan with that blade set. Now, I wish that the China Buhos who made this fan would have put that blade set in there. It's so much better. Even though it might be a tad bit out of balance, it is so much better. Yeah, there's typical vibration, but because the cabinet is so lightweight, it tends to scoot and vibrate. But that's not the case sitting on my water. So I'm going to be quiet and let y'all hear the windscreen. This is by far one of my new favorite box fans because of that blade. This is a good mainstays box fan now. It's got the right blade, blows the right amount of air. It's to my satisfaction, and the spin down time is decent now that I readjusted that blade and the little spring. So let's see what we got. Enjoy the long spin down. It has a super long spin down because the blade is heavy. Well, at least I thought it had a long spin down time. Maybe not. Or maybe the motor just needs to warm up. Okay, well, maybe over time it'll get better. Let me see if I have the blade on there all the way, because if the blade's not on the shaft all the way, that's probably what's causing the problem. Let me see. I readjusted the blade set again. Let's see if it produces that same spin down time it had before. Where it just keeps spinning and spinning and spinning. Okay, well, I think the fan just has to warm up. It's one of those deals. I think over time it'll produce that same long spin down again. Anyways, so yeah, it's doing a good job. I didn't have it pushed up back on the shaft long enough. All right, well, I guess I have to go with that. I did give it oil the other time, but that's not the problem. All right, I'm going to put this thing back together, and then we'll move on from there. What I did was, you see that little spring right there? I pushed that spring all the way back to where it was before. That's where it was originally. So I readjusted back to its original place, all the way back on the little shaft there. Let's see if that reproduces the longer spin down. Yeah, it's significantly better. Now let's try it with the motor running. A little bit better, but when I spin it manually, it did a lot better than it did with the motor running. I don't know what that's all about. All right, let me try one more thing, then we'll wrap this video up. Okay, that really didn't help any. Anyways, I'm satisfied with this blade set. I mean, it does significantly move way more air. Plus, the blade set is very thick. So the spin down time is much longer than any thin plastic blade. Yeah. Yeah, that's very thick plastic. So I'm satisfied with it. I'm going to go ahead and put it back together. We'll just keep it like that. Okay, this is all going to be one video. I'm not going to try to edit it. So for the final run, and then I'm going to screw it back up, and then we're going to move on. All right, the final spin down time, and that's it. All right, there you go. Thanks for watching. The Month the Fan Man and out.